Welcome back to Nia Ita Book Reviews. We are here today with Destiny Saldívar. I said that right?
Yeah.
Accent on the I.
Accent on like.
Destiny is editor and founder of Love by Destiny. And when I read Kate White's The Gutsy Girl, Destiny is the person that came to mind again and again and again. And I was like, nah, she's gonna do this book review with me.
You know I am. Anything for you. But yeah, my brand is all about women empowerment and self-love through healing. And so much of women empowerment is knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses. And I think that Gutsy Girl is a really great book that helps us identify those strengths.
Right off the bat in the intro, there's a quiz. And the quiz helps you determine whether or not you are a good girl or a gutsy girl. So I feel like we should reveal our results for the watchers of the
Let's
video.
do
You
it.
know, like
My face says that I was not pleased with this quiz. I feel like my results are faulty because according to this particular quiz, I am a good girl. I disagree wholeheartedly. I think that I am quite gutsy, but you know, as we talked about earlier, there are some cultural implications that play into why I do exhibit some good girl behavior. I'm not gonna knock it. I will accept. I will take ownership.
You have to. You gotta take ownership.
I will.
You gotta take ownership.
But not always.
So you feel like you could have scored a bit better, a little more gutsy than good.
Like maybe like 70-30.
I got you. I also got the result of a good girl. I think that I'm rather gutsy. I'm pretty honest and vulnerable and authentic in the content that I create. But what we were talking about, we are both Dominican.
Yes.
Shout out to DR. hey. Let me stop. So we've been raised, and it's not just Dominicans, right? It's the culture. It's women, especially
Latinas.
Yes, black and brown women, of course, that were raised and socialized to be good and to follow the rules. And I think that that's a perfect intro to the first chapter, because off the bat, chapter 1, gutsy girls break the rules.
You heard? Absolutely. We must.
Yeah.
We must break the mold. But you know, there are some things that may go too far. That cross the line.
Right.
You don't go above your superior for dumb things.
You know, don't go and spend $1,000 over budget because you're like, nah, this is what we need, and you went $1,000 over budget. Like that's not a good idea. And so in the chapter, she does a good job of telling you how to break the rules. Like I remember one of the things she talked about is having a track record of excellence and doing a good job, so that when you do break the rules, you already have a reputation at work. You're not doing this first day on the job. And then I really liked her little worksheets. Like there was like the 4 B's. It'd be bigger,
bolder, better, bolder,
and more badass.
More badass.
Yeah, the design was good, and they're really quick worksheets. I really started to think about some of the ideas that I have in terms of content. Like, okay, could this be bigger? Could it be better? Could it be bolder? And so it was really simple, but also really useful and effective.
100%.
Yeah.
I am such a pen to paper kind of girl.
Yeah.
So having something that I can visually see, because I'm also a visual learner, is always nice. And to categorize your thoughts and your ideas and putting them in this kind of template is super helpful. So I'm glad she did that.
Word. So gutsy girls break the rules. Gutsy girls figure out what they want to be famous for, and they go for it. So just this idea of, I think it was a lot about branding. Right, brands, but also, and I love when you talk about this, how you started your blog and your journey, and it was just like, yo, I'm not waiting on anyone anymore.
We tend to wait for someone to validate what we're doing, because if just one person likes it, then it eases our fear of not being liked, which she talks about later on. And so one day I was just like, I can't wait for someone to validate what I'm doing. I just have to go for it. And you just decide, you make the choice and you go for it. And that sounds a little easier said than done, but it's just the truth. Like you just go for it and the outcome will be the outcome. I also think that sometimes we don't go for it because we're scared to fail. And so I remember her talking about like failing and failing faster so that you learn the lesson.
This makes me think about a clip of Oprah that I saw one time.
So this show that just getting underway nationally.
It's going to do. It'll do well.
And if it doesn't?
And if it doesn't, I will still do well.
She was just like, if it fails, I'll still be great. I'm still gonna succeed. Like,
Straight up.
Like, this was not the idea. On to the next one. But we get so like paralyzed with the fear of like, what if? Gutsy girls know that appearances matter. And I think this is true to an extent, but I had mixed feelings about this chapter. You feel me?
I do. I am one to think that appearance, I'll speak for myself, appearance helps me with my confidence. So if I look the part, I will act the part and feel the part. So in that respect, I do agree. But I also don't think we should be going in debt trying to look good for our jobs.
Yeah. I think it's a dangerous mindset to have. I like what you say. It's about your confidence, right? At the end of the day, you should be wearing whatever you feel most confident in, right? Because if you wear a three-piece suit, but you don't feel comfortable in a three-piece suit, you're still gonna look hella awkward.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's gonna help you do what it is you're trying to do.
Heels freak me out. Like, I can't wear them. I think it's bogus that we have to. They're uncomfortable, and my wardrobe consists of flats. And I wouldn't walk into a room with heels and feel comfortable. And thus, that would impact my confidence. And so I'm not being gutsy, right? I'm not being assertive because I'm complaining about the bunions on my feet. So I agree with you in that.
Yo, side note, do you know what the difference is between a bunion and a corn?
No.
Me neither. I was just
I was like, did I say the wrong one?
No,
What's a corn?
It has nothing to do with the book. I was just wondering. They're not comfortable though. Wear comfortable shoes. I'm all about comfortable shoes. I feel you on that.
Amen.
I feel you on that. If my feet hurt, I cannot be my best self. I can't shine.
Hello.
I can't shine.
I can't be the boss and have hurting feet.
I hear you. Gutsy girls know how to hustle. What do you think about that one?
I think that there's a difference between hustling to burnout and what I like to call the aligned hustle. Because we could wear out doing all these things that she has outlined in the book.
Right.
And so picking and choosing your battles is important. Hustle for what is important. If you are that concerned about your appearance, then you gotta hustle and find a way to change it. If you are that concerned about your salary, then you gotta negotiate and hustle for it. But if you are trying to hustle for everything,
she does have like this one worksheet that was kind of talking about delegating, which I think is an area that I need to work on. So, and also what you're hustling for, right? So like at the end of the day, this project that you're working on right now, how does it fit into the big picture? Do you really need to be working on something right now? Is this something you can give to someone else? Is this something that really doesn't match up, doesn't help you get to that ultimate goal? So I do think it's important that you kind of prioritize your hustle. And like you say, align your hustle. And she doesn't talk about self-care in this book at all. What's the point of being a gutsy girl and a successful girl if you're not going to be a girl or a woman at the end of the day that is fulfilled? And you can't really be fulfilled if you're not taking care of yourself.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. In that same vein, that hustling, right? Like, you could hustle for all the things that you want or that you're interested in getting, but if you don't take care of yourself, at some point, you're not going to want to hustle anymore. Because you'll be burnt out. So it's so important to take care of yourself. I was actually appalled that she didn't insert something about self-care. Being a woman in a corporate setting where it sounds like she was, she focused a lot on making other people feel good and didn't focus a lot on how do I make myself feel good.
I would argue that this handbook it's good.
I agree.
It's really to the point, very clear. I like the summaries at the end of each chapter. So if you didn't really love a chapter, like the appearance one, you could just skip to the end. And here are the key takeaway points. You take what works for you. You leave what doesn't. I think it's very surface level, and I think it leaves a lot to be desired. And I think the next chapter, I'm aware.
The power of words. The power of words. You are what you say.
I'm a huge proponent of that. I believe that. But this comes back to like making mistakes, being okay with mistakes, and then just adjusting. And so I caught myself, and that's what matters, that I have that awareness around the language, and I'm working to make a shift.
And being brave enough to say that. To say like, you know what, this is something I'm working on. I had a team meeting at work, and I said I think, or I believe, and I was like, I'm gonna pause right now because I actually know. so I'm gonna say that I know.
I love that. And I think that is even more powerful because sometimes we're so used to seeing the polished product all the time. The woman that has made it, the woman that is successful, which is what Kate White is, let's be real. Like, she's very successful. But we don't get to see the process, what it looks like to get there. And so for me, if I'm in a meeting and I hear a woman say, I think, and just stop. I'm gonna pause right now and I'm gonna say, I know this is a statistic. For me, that's even more powerful. It moves me.
And
personally.
because it shows everyone else that they can do it too.
Yeah.
That it's okay.
Yeah.
Let them give themselves permission to also say, you know what? I'm gonna change that.
Yeah, yeah. I want more people to share the process. You know, which is why I think it's so dope what you do and what I do. I think what I do.
Yes, what we do, sis. Yes.
Let's go into the next chapter because I think it's relevant. And I think this is another place where we talked about it previously. It's a little bit too topical, too surface level. A gutsy girl asks for what she wants. And that's cool and great, right? You push yourself out of your comfort zone and you ask for the raise, even though you're not comfortable asking for the raise. But you never do the work to find out why you're not comfortable asking for the raise. Why is that problematic?
Well, we can only fake it till we make it for so long.
Yeah.
And if you don't take an introspective look at why is it that I don't want to ask for a raise, it will happen to you every time that when it comes time for you to step up to the plate, you get a little insecure again. And so doing that work of figuring out what it is that is inhibiting you from asking for these things is so important.
Right.
And she didn't really mention
that part.
No.
That's just, so we're talking about like deeper level work that wasn't there. But I think we want to make the point is really important. Like you can't, like this is a great book, but it could be a recipe for disaster if you don't have the introspection, if you don't have the self-care components.
When you think about the 4 B's, how can we make this bolder, more badass? It would be including self-care.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I was very excited when I got to like maybe the first third of the book. Because I remember we had chatted and I was like, I don't really know where this is going. She shaded Beyonce, I didn't know how to fuck about that. But in thinking about who I am, the fact that I lack a background in business, it was nice to learn businessy terms and theories through a language that was very easy to understand.
Yeah, it's very, very accessible. It's very accessible. I think it's a good book for a person in terms of like development, in terms of women empowerment and growth. It lacks depth. It lacks diversity. But you know, we out here bringing that diversity, right?
You know, any of you black and brown women that want to do the second part to this book, please do.
The gutsy mujer. Hello.
The assertive mujer.
There we go.
I don't know how I feel about the word gutsy.
I know, I didn't love that word either. Overall, it was a good read. It was a solid read. Like, if you didn't want to buy it, I would be like, yo, get it from your library. But there's definitely some gems in there that I'm going to walk away, that I have walked away doing. It was a good book. I'm grateful for having read it.
And I'm grateful that you sent it my way. Because it is very helpful.
Bet. Yes, it is. So thank you for watching, everyone. Please hit subscribe if you haven't. Comment, like below. Let us know if you're looking for the next handbook. Destiny can write it. I can edit. I can help. I don't know. We're going to figure this out.
I like how you just, throw me out there. You know, we jump off ledges in this partnership.
I'm here breaking rules. We didn't discuss this before we...
Not at all.
But thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon next time. Bye.